now I got to clean all this up. Welcome to Retired for Life. I'm your host, Brian. I retired a few years ago after 30 years in a factory job as a machinist in a millwright. I needed to rediscover what life could really be like. When we purchased this property, the house had stood empty for over a year, and the property had been badly ravaged by poor logging practices. Since my retirement, I've been working to renovate the home and restore the surrounding forest to its natural beauty and attract wildlife back to the property. Join me as I learn about nature and working with wood to create the backdrop for this new chapter of our lives. Well, hello YouTube, and welcome back to Retired for Life. Well, winter is still with us. It's not going to let go, but we need to keep moving on. So I'm going to come away from working at Bowmore to try to get a little bit of work done inside the house, which is jobs I always tend to try to put off as I'd rather be working outside. Anyway, our next project here is to work on this rec room. So there's the entranceway I did last year. Now this rec room is a room that we really very rarely use for anything. It's just down on the lower level here, and there's not really much in the way of furniture or anything like that in it. It's just basically a room that pretty much sits empty, but we're going to change that a little bit. So I'm not really happy with the green trim in here that's around all the doors, and there is no baseboards. And I'm not really thrilled about the color either. So I think our goal for what's left of this winter is to take off all of the green trim and replace it. So I'm going to be using wood from the sawmill for that, which we've had stickered and stacked for quite some time, and that's going to get painted white. And then I think we are going to paint the walls the same color as the entranceway, because I really like that color. And then I've got to do something about these posts and beams. Now the house is kind of semi-post and beam construction, and as I've mentioned before, the house was never finished, so there's a lot of little unfinished things with it. One of those things is all the gaps that are around these big timbers, which I really find annoying. I want to get this stuff filled, and I also need to sand and properly treat these timbers. So we've got lots of work to do, but before we get to that, we have another little winter job to take care of. Yeah, that's this. The snow had stopped, a lot had melted, but now we've got a lot more back. Oh boy. Well, we'll do a little bit of shoveling and get the Kubota out and get to work, and then we can get to the shop and start preparing our boards. So we've come out to the shop to start getting our baseboard and door trim pieces ready to go. And as I've mentioned, those are all coming from my sawmill. So everything is cut and up in the drying tents ready to go. But before I do that, I want to change the blades on my DeWalt planer. So I've got my manual out here. So this is the DW 734. So it's got 3 blades in it, and they are reversible. So what we're going to do is flip those blades around. And all right, folks, so we have got all our blades changed, everything back together.
Now here's a little tip for you when dealing with these things. I do not like trying to tighten or loosen bolts that are quite tight with a T-handled wrench. They are just not that great for that kind of thing. So these are T30 bolts. So what I did was I just got my ratchet out with a short extension on it and a proper T30 socket on the end of it. This is the way to safely tighten and loosen those bolts. You're much less likely to strip the head out of a bolt like that with this kind of tool. Proper fitting Torx socket in it. You've just got more control rather than trying to hold your T-wrench straight up and down, keep it in line, and keep pressure on it to undo these bolts. It's just not an easy thing, so that's what I switched over to. So this thing is now ready to go. So our next task is to shovel our way into our wood storage and get our boards down here. So I've done a quick look around the room, measuring in there to see how many of each size board we need. We're going to be bringing down some 6-inch and 4-inch wide boards, and then planing probably about, well, I would say 1/8 of an inch off of them to get them down to the thickness that I want. And we want them all to be the same, which is why we're bringing them all down here at once and running them through together. So let's go get the Kubota running. We'll get the forks on it and get up there and get our lumber, and then I will meet you back here as soon as I get the lumber back inside the shop. Well, folks, there is our boards for all our door and window trim and baseboards. When you look at this, it seems like an awful lot of lumber for small pieces, but it adds up. You know, putting floorboards all the way around the outside of that big room and all the doors and the one big window. Yep, it adds up. And boy, I'm glad I don't have to buy this. Now, it is a lot more work, without a doubt, because I have to run these things through the table saw to get a consistent width, and then I have to run them through the planer as well, so I've got at least one good side, and probably do both sides, and get them down a little thinner than what they are. And yeah, a lot more work, but man, oh man, it's a lot cheaper. And I'm retired. I've got the time. I can go ahead and do this. And it doesn't, well, I hesitate to say it doesn't cost me anything, because it still costs time. But it doesn't cost me time in the way of having to rush to do things at the end of the day or cram things in on a weekend or anything like that. It's not an issue for me. All right. I've gotten a little damp doing that, so we're going to go in and change, and then we will look at what we're going to do first to start processing these boards. I'm not sure whether I'm going to run them through the table saw first to get my width, or run them through the planer. It's not much that has to come off of them, so for the width. So I'm thinking I might run them through the planer first, so that they're nice and smooth, and then we'll worry about the width. All right, we're gonna go in and change, get some lunch, and we'll see you after lunch. All right, folks, so we have everything set up here to start getting these pieces down to size.
So I have picked what appears to be the thickest one. So we're going to touch it, take a cut off it, and then just start going through all of these pieces. It's going to take time, but we'll get there. Now, one of the handy things I did with the stand that this thing is on, I made it so that the planer is basically the same level as the table saw. So I can use the table saw as a landing platform as my pieces come out, and then transfer them over onto this other set of sawhorses I've got. All right, let's rev things up. So you guys have seen me using this planer quite a few times through my videos. I've had it since 2021. Very handy thing. I'm going to do a follow-up video about the planer to give you a little more information on it and how to do some of the maintenance on it. All right, let's get rolling here. Some of my pieces aren't going to even touch because the different thicknesses on it. But it will take some time. We'll just get through them all. That's no big surprise considering we're starting with the thickest ones. Alright, I'll bring you guys back when we're through the first couple of passes. Well, that's it. We've got our thickness finished on all of these, and we've got a really nice finish on them. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of swarfage from that. So that's got to be all cleaned up, and then the next step is going to be running them through the table saw to get a finished width. Now I got to clean all this up. So we're now set to start milling the widths of our trim boards, the 4-inch wide boards. So we've got thickness done. The planer did a nice job with that. So next we need the width. So I'm going to be doing all of these at once so everything turns out the same. What the actual width ends up to be really doesn't matter. The boards I'm starting with are 4-inch boards. They're all going to be in the same room. The only thing that really matters is that they're all the same. So we're going to do one side of all of them, then flip them over and do the other side. I've got two that have got a bit of a warp in them, so I'll have to deal with those separately. But the others are pretty nice and straight. So that's a good sign too. It shows me that I'm getting things properly sticker and stacked in there and weighted. And there is very little warpage on most of the boards that I have. All right, let's get the table saw running, and we'll just start out here with the first one. Now I'm going to put on a full face cover to protect myself from the sawdust that it throws back at you just because of the direction of the saw, and of course from the dust. So we'll get that on and get going.
All right, so this has got built-in glasses, which really helps. So this does look like it's the narrowest board I've got. That worked very nicely. So let's run them all through.
All right, folks, this is working very nicely. Once we get all these done, I'll bring you back. Well, there we go, folks. We have our 4-inch wide boards all set to go. The only thing I've got left to do is a little bit of sanding on the top outside corner of them. And that's it. And then, of course, cut them to length. So we're going to do the same thing with the 6-inch boards, which is our base boards. And then we are going to move inside and start doing some prep work on the inside. I think probably starting with sanding those beams. Now I have found a way, I believe, that is going to work with getting the drywall up to the edge of the beam so it's nice and straight. As I've said before, I'm really new at this kind of stuff, so I am learning as I go, and a lot of research and a lot of helpful tips really make a difference. So with that in mind, if you've got any thoughts, comments, suggestions, please let me know. I really love to hear from you, and I always try to get back to everybody that leaves a comment. So that's going to be it for today's video, folks. So remember to stay safe out there, be good to each other, and we will see you out on the trails the next time. That's really working nice. Beautiful.
Of me, people fight for survival. I'm chasing tails, I'm surrounded, can't stop for a second to breathe. My thoughts are flowing like water. One day soon I will find, I know I am close, I know I will shine. Take me back to the jungle.